Hey guys, so I want this to be I want this to be a quick video just explaining how I got my hair to be this color, and I'll insert a clip or a picture of how my hair looked before. I damaged my hair a lot with chemical hair dyes and I didn't want to go back down that route, so I decided to go to Lush and get a henna block. I used a Caca Noir, and which is like a black, supposed to be a black color. I think it would give me black hair color if I do it again, or if I just had a darker hair color to begin with. My hair was really orange, so I think it just kind of toned down the orange, gave me a nice dark, deep, beautiful brown color, which I love. And I can now grow out my hair in peace because I couldn't grow out my hair in peace before because I hated the color. So yeah, now I'm gonna explain how I basically did the whole process. So the first thing you have to know is that it's gonna take a long time and it's gonna be really messy. So what I did was I chopped up the henna blocks, and I chopped it up into like kind of small pieces, not too small. I could have did smaller, but then I boiled some water and I added the water to the henna blocks, and I put it in a container that's basically heat proof. It was a plastic bowl, but it was probably a microwavable bowl, so it was heat proof. And then I just mixed it together, and I add a little bit of water at a time. I don't recommend grating it. I think just cutting it up is fine. It works that way. It says that in the instructions to cut it up. So just cut it up, put it in a heat-proof bowl, add a little bit of hot water to it, and keep adding until you can stir it into, like, you're supposed to get it to the consistency of like melted chocolate. I also put my bowl of henna with the little water in it, and I'm mixing it together. I put that bowl into a pot of boiling water, so kind of like a double boiler situation, and that helped it a lot because it just helped the henna itself to melt and then melt in with the water that's inside of the bowl too. So I kept adding water until it was like a nice thick consistency, kind of like porridge, kind of like melted chocolate on the thicker side, not too runny. Like when I lifted up, it just stayed on top of, like, I use a ladle type of thing. What did I use? I don't know. Whatever thing, when I lifted it up with the mixer, it just stayed on the spoon. It wouldn't, like, it would like plop down. It wouldn't like just like run down. I think this was key, especially for my hair texture. If you have a different hair texture, I think this is the best way for all hair textures actually, because the first time I did the henna block, I added too much water, and too much water made it runny, and it ran down the back of my neck, down my forehead, on my clothes. It was not cute. Just make it thick and have it just sit on your hair and dry on your hair. That's the best thing to do. Having it too watery is gonna make it just run all over and make it way more messy than it needs to be. The first time I did it was so messy. Second time I did it was also messy, but way less messy because the henna mixture was thicker. So I made a little bit, like, I kept adding a little bit of water so it could be like, I'll show you, I kind of showed the consistency of it. Then I laid out some garbage bags and some newspapers, and then I also put Vaseline on my hairline and the back of my neck and my ears, and then I put some gloves on. Of course, you need gloves for this whole process. And then I got some clips and I got to work. I showed the setup I had. I put my mirror in front of my door and I sat down and I started to do it. So what I did was, if you've ever dyed your hair or seen someone dye your hair, usually they take a small section like this and they apply. I didn't show that part. I didn't show me applying the henna to my hair because it was just going to be too much with how messy it is. So what I did was, like, I took a small section of hair, not this small, like, let's say this much, right? And then I applied to both sides. I applied to the front side of it and I applied to the back side of it. And then I applied to the ends of it, especially because the ends of my hair are the lightest and my roots are growing back in my natural hair color. So I did like that. I applied to both sides and I took small, like, thin sections, just like if you were dyeing your hair or remember those days when you used to perm your hair, how you used to put the relaxer on like in those small sections and you like put on both sides? That's how I applied the henna to my hair, just like I was applying another hair dye or another chemical treatment. But this is natural and wonderful. Just messy, but absolutely wonderful, because look at the color. Look at it. Beautiful. Whoops. Okay, so then after that, I put it into sections because it was thick. Once the henna was on my hair, it just stayed on my hair, and it kind of like created like a cast on it, like a clay kind of hardening type of thing, and it just stayed on my hair, which was good. So I put my hair into, well, when I was done, I just folded my hair together. I think I have a picture or a clip of that. And then I put a shower cap over my head and I went about my day. I put in the henna at 12 o'clock and I washed out my hair at 9 o'clock. So I kept it in for 9 hours. You should keep it in for 6 hours or longer, at least 6 hours. I washed it out at 9 o'clock, which was 9 hours of having the henna sit in my hair. It formed a really hard clay mask kind of thing on my head. Unlike the first time that I did the henna, it did not run down my neck. It just formed a hard clay like mask on my head, on my hair, and it didn't like move. It didn't move whatsoever. The smell, I'm sensitive to smells. If you're sensitive to smell, you might be sensitive to smells. You might be sensitive to this one as well. If you're thinking about trying it out, go to LUSH and just smell the henna block for yourself. And what was I gonna say? Yeah, so I'm sensitive to smells, so the smell of the henna itself was a lot. Like, it was a lot for me. It was like I needed ventilation because like I felt like I was gonna like vomit. But that's just me, and that's just me and strong smells. So it was still worth it, even though the smell was like bad. It doesn't stay on my hair. My hair smells like my conditioner right now, so it doesn't. I did this yesterday, so it doesn't like the smell doesn't linger after like days after. So it's just for the time that you have it in there, and if you have good ventilation, you're fine. So yeah, I just washed it off, and then that was it. I put some conditioner in my hair, and then I kept washing it and washing it. It was easy to get it out of my bathtub because it made like the whole area of the bathtub was like kind of stained. It appeared to be stained, but I just wiped it off with some water and a cloth, and it just came off. So it wasn't really stained. If it stayed longer, it would have stayed, but I rinsed it off right away. And yeah, it was not that hard to clean up. All the newspaper, I just cleaned it up. Yeah, I think this is really good. It's worth it. The phone keeps ringing. It's crazy. Yeah, so that's basically it. And thank you for watching this video. Hopefully it was helpful. I want to upload this video really because when I was looking up like LUSH, Henna, Caca, Noir like reviews or experiences or videos, I didn't find that much, and I of course didn't find that much with like people with my hair texture or the color that I was at to this color that I'm at now. So I didn't see anyone who went from a really light color to a darker color. I saw people who had already dark hair or they had gray hair. So that encouraged me because I thought that maybe this could work for me, and it did work for me. So if you have like orange hair and you want to go to having a darker hair color, like a more toned color, because it really toned my hair. There's some parts that like are still like kind of like maybe the henna missed, but those parts are hidden and I don't have to see them, and a lot of people aren't going to see them, and my hair is just going to grow out and it'll be fine. Yeah, but I'm excited. I'll see how long it lasts, and yeah, let's give this video a thumbs up, and thank you LUSH for creating this because you saved a sister's hair.